got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. That's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
I'll admit it.
All right. Good afternoon, people. I was just watching Died Suddenly at the recommendation of a lot of people. That clip, Bill Gates saying, with the help of healthcare, vaccines, reproductive care, we can get that number down, population. And a lot of people had run with that as saying the quiet part out loud, Bill Gates admitting that they're going to use vaccination to reduce global population. It certainly sounds like that's what he said. And this clip was featured in the movie, Died Suddenly, on the Stu Peters Network. Well worth the watch, and we're going to get into it in a few seconds. Holy crab apples. I mean, hypochondriacs out there will know, you can watch someone getting cut with a knife and you can feel in your own body getting cut with a knife. You can watch someone talking about nausea, vomiting, strokes, heart attacks, and you'll feel like you're getting nauseous, like you're about to throw up, or like you're going to have a stroke or a heart attack. I am a wicked hypochondriac. It's called with insight. OCD with insight. That clip about Bill Gates saying they can reduce the population by at least 15% through vaccination. One can trust their ears and just say, he said it. Now, what did he mean by it? The fact checkers, did I pull up the fact check? I don't need to pull up the fact check on this. The fact checkers fact checked that statement and said, what he was referring to, the broader context, is that through vaccination, through healthcare, through reproductive care, you can cause parents to not fear losing children, so they'll stop having multiple children as insurance if they know that the 1, 2, or 3 children that they have are going to survive childhood. So the fact-checking, missing context, the context which fact checkers allege was missing, is that Bill Gates was saying, when parents can be assured that their children are going to survive childbirth, what's the opposite of adulthood? Childhood. If they can survive through childhood, they'll stop having 5, 6 kids as the insurance just in case 1, 2, 3 die because of poor healthcare, whatever. And so longer life through childhood, more guaranteed survival, parents will have fewer children, and therefore through vaccination, through healthcare, through reproductive care, you can actually counterintuitively enough reduce the population by ensuring that the children that parents give birth to survive childhood, so parents don't have to have multiple children just in case. That's if you believe the fact check. That's the steel manning of the fact check. But it certainly sounds like Bill Gates said what he said. Talking about population being a problem, overpopulation, the Earth. I didn't check the year of that clip. I wish I had done that. 6.8 billion. Whenever he said that, we just marched past 8 billion people on Earth. Oh, yep. Beth Noyes cannot vet this, cannot confirm this, cannot fact check this. This is not. Hold on a second. I want to save something here. Cannot verify this, but Beth Noyes says, Viva, we're seeing so many injuries from the jab at the hospital now. Look, hey, let's block our ears and cover our eyes and say, you're seeing injuries. We don't know if it's from the jab. It could be from 3 years of stress. It could be from 3 years of being locked down, 3 years of immobile lifestyle, isolation. Isolation causes injury as a matter of fact. You can look it up. Oh, it might not be from the jab. It might be from the Rona. The Rona, as they say, causes clots. So correlation does not equal causation, as they say, to which I'll respond, all right, if the uptick in cancer, if the uptick in sudden deaths, if the uptick in heart attacks is not the result of the jibby jab, but rather the indirect, or some might say the direct and foreseeable result of government policy, thanks. It's one government policy that's killing people and not the other. But with that said, people, I just watched Died Suddenly at the request of a lot of people. Shouldn't have watched it. My day was going relatively decently. I went for a jog this morning, still being a hypochondriac. You know, I can let me just see how many miles I did, because I took a new route. Let's see. Went with my kid on a bike. It was hot, and hey now, 6,848 steps. That's typically going to be around 6.5 kilometers. That wouldn't be enough. 7 kilometers. We'll see. Got to wait to the end of the day. So I went for a jog. I have chest pains, but it's generally just anxiety, nervousness, not taking deep enough breaths, or muscular stuff in my pectoral muscle. But I went for a jog, came back, watched the Stu Peters Network documentary, Died Suddenly. People want to know what I think. I'm going to tell you what I think of the movie.